Urgent news, Culé. President Joan Laporta has broken his silence and revealed in detail the next steps for the Catalan giant in the transfer market. And get ready, his statements will surprise even the most attentive observers in the Blaugrana universe. Several key players in the squad are about to renew their contracts, while the Frenkie de Jong situation finally seems to be moving toward a definitive resolution. Meanwhile, Atlético Madrid has intensified its behind-the-scenes efforts to sign Lenglet, and there are already important updates on this deal. But before diving into this exclusive information, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and activate the notification bell so you're always on the front line of everything happening in the Barca world. Thank you so much for your support. And now, let's jump into the news that's shaking the club. Clement Lenglet's situation. Future of French centre-back Clement Lenglet is back in the headlines after the president of Atlético Madrid publicly addressed the issue. During his appearance on TV3's TWO, Enrique Cerezo confirmed, negotiations are underway with FC Barcelona for the defender to stay in the Spanish capital for another season. Lenglet belongs to Barca. We're in talks, and I believe we'll reach an agreement for him to stay with us, said the Atlético president. The situation has been complicated since last summer. To finalize his loan move to Atlético, Lenglet had to extend his contract with Barca until 2027, also deferring a significant portion of his salary. This gesture demonstrated his commitment and desire to wear the red and white shirt, even rejecting more lucrative offers from Saudi Arabia. Although he began as a backup, Lenglet soon gained Diego Simeone's trust and became a regular in the Atlético backline. Now, the club wants to keep him, but without paying a transfer fee, only taking on his salary. Barcelona, however, is aiming to bring in around $10 million, arguing that the Frenchman's performance this season has significantly increased his market value. Talks had cooled off, and everything pointed to Lenglet returning to Camp Nou for preseason. But Cerezo's recent remarks have reignited the possibility of a deal. Barca's sporting department is eager to resolve the matter quickly. The priority is clear: avoid reintegrating a player who is not part of new coach Hansi Flick's plans. Meanwhile, Lenglet remains determined to stay in Madrid and is reportedly willing to lower his wages beyond 2027 to help make that happen. Now, the ball is in Atlético's court, to either meet Barca's demands or rely on the player's will as a negotiating chip to close the deal with no added cost. Renewals in progress. Iñigo Martínez and Raphinha. Barcelona's board remains determined to retain the core of the team that won 3 titles this season, and they've adopted a clear strategy: renew key pillars of the project before they enter the final year of their contracts. With this in mind, the club is simultaneously working on the renewals of 2 standout players under Hansi Flick, Iñigo Martínez and Raphinha. Iñigo, who just turned 34, is enjoying one of the brightest moments of his career. After a quiet first year under Xavi Hernandez, the Basque centre-back has been revitalized under Flick, becoming a crucial part of Barca's defensive system. With 46 appearances and nearly 4,000 minutes on the pitch, he has contributed 3 goals, 6 assists, and outstanding ball distribution stats. 91.3% pass completion in La Liga, second only to Pau Cubarsí, among defenders. His performances have not gone unnoticed. In March, the club already activated the automatic renewal clause, extending his contract until 2026, but now they want to go further. Barca has begun talks with his agent, Carmelo Sanchez, to extend the deal through June 2027, in line with the club's policy of not starting a season with key players in the final year of their contracts. His release clause will remain at $400 million, while his current gross annual salary of $9 million may be adjusted. The coaching staff especially values Iñigo's leadership, and he'll continue rotating in central defense with Ronald Araujo, Andreas Christensen, and Eric Garcia. In the same strategic line, the club is also working to secure a long-term extension for Raphinha. Although his current contract runs until 2027, and his release clause stands at $1 billion, the 28-year-old Brazilian has established himself as a key figure, and will be rewarded with a renewal through 2029. His season has been absolutely phenomenal. 34 goals and 23 assists across all competitions, 57 direct goal contributions. No other player in Spain has matched those numbers. Alongside Lamine Yamal and Lewandowski, he formed the most lethal attacking trio in Europe, the famed LRL, which netted 92 goals, surpassing even the legendary MSN trio's output in their debut season. Joan Laporta has made it clear: keeping players of Raphinha's caliber is a top priority. In a recent interview with TV3, the president stated that he doesn't want to begin the next season with any contractual uncertainties surrounding key squad members. Raphinha's performance, wearing the number 11 shirt, more than justifies this recognition. Signed in 2022 for $58 million from Leeds United, he is now valued at $80 million and is already being mentioned as a candidate for the 2025 Ballon d'Or. Beyond his on-field impact, the Brazilian has also earned the respect of the locker room and the unconditional affection of the fans. After nearly being sold last season, his evolution under Flick has been remarkable. Now, even with multi-million-dollar offers from Saudi Arabia, Raphinha makes it clear his priority is to keep competing at the highest European level. With these two renewals nearly secured, FC Barcelona demonstrates stability and confidence in the current squad. For now, the sporting management is ruling out impulsive signings and instead prioritizing targeted reinforcements in June and July, in areas where they are truly needed. The goal is to consolidate an already winning team by keeping its core intact and ensuring that the new season kicks off with no contract-related uncertainties, whether in defense or attack. The Frenkie de Jong case, after 3 consecutive summers, filled with rumors, uncertainty, and speculation, all signs point to 2025 finally being the year Frenkie de Jong cements his future at FC Barcelona. The midfielder, now 28 years old, has rediscovered his best form this season, thanks to the trust instilled in him by Hansi Flick. The club, in turn, is preparing to finalize his contract renewal, which is considered an absolute priority by the Barca board. With 45 appearances and 2,479 minutes on the pitch, de Jong has contributed 2 goals and 2 assists, becoming a crucial partner to Pedri Gonzalez in midfield during the second half of the season. Despite some difficulties at the end of 2024, particularly with the emergence of Marc Casado, the Dutchman reclaimed his place in the starting 11 from February onward, and became an undisputed starter across all 3 competitions Barca competed in. The confidence in de Jong is so strong that President Joan Laporta stated in an interview with La Vanguardia that the club will do everything necessary to keep him in the squad. Laporta acknowledged that de Jong is still working through some personal and professional matters, but he assured fans that once those are resolved, the official announcement will follow. Despite the player's high gross salary, around $19 million per season, Barca is not considering a short-term exit. With a contract valid until June 2026, Frenkie had already rejected a renewal proposal in 2023 that involved a salary reduction. At the time, rumors about a possible departure intensified, mainly due to the impact of injuries on his performance during the 2023-24 season. However, he never showed any intention of leaving the club. Now, for the first time since his arrival in 2019, de Jong feels that Barcelona truly has a shot at winning all the titles at stake and wants to be part of this winning project. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Come on, it's free and it helps us out a lot. Activate the notification bell so you never miss an update on Barca. Thanks for your support. Now let's continue with more updates. Joan Laporta's statements on the transfer market yesterday. In a candid interview with TV3, FC Barcelona president, Joan Laporta addressed several names that have dominated recent headlines. With his trademark direct but measured tone, Laporta revealed important details about recent decisions in the transfer market, explained the reasoning behind certain technical choices, and clarified the next steps in Barca's offensive rebuild. Among the standout topics, Laporta spoke openly about Nico Williams, Erling Haaland, Luis Diaz, and, with special emphasis, the name that's beginning to emerge as a top priority, Julian Alvarez. Asked about the club's targets in the last transfer window, Laporta confirmed that Nico Williams, the forward from Athletic Club de Bilbao, was indeed one of the main names analyzed by the technical committee and Barca's sporting department. Nico Williams was one of the names on the table alongside Dani Olmo, but in the end, we chose Dani. Now we're focusing on other alternatives, he explained, clarifying that the decision was based on tactical, financial, and project fit criteria under Hansi Flick's leadership. Today, with Nico's contract extended until 2027, the president made it clear that the player is no longer in the club's plans. Laporta even mentioned the visit to San Mamés as a delicate moment to discuss the matter, suggesting that any potential friction with Athletic was carefully avoided. Continuing in the same spirit of transparency, Laporta spoke about a name that constantly fuels excitement among Barca fans, Erling Haaland. The president sought to temper expectations without fully closing the door. In life, almost nothing is impossible. But at this moment, we are not considering a signing like Haaland. This year's statement, though clear, leaves room for future interpretation and keeps fans on edge. The message shows that even with ambition, Barca remains grounded, prioritizing reinforcements that fit both the team's playing style and the club's financial reality. Laporta made it clear that bringing in Haaland today would require a level of effort beyond what the club is currently prepared to undertake, especially with a focus on younger players aligned with the medium and long-term vision. It's precisely in that context that the name Julian Alvarez is gaining traction. For the first time publicly, Joan Laporta admitted that the Argentine is on Barca's radar as a potential successor to Robert Lewandowski. Julian Alvarez is a player we admire greatly. He's young, has a natural eye for goal, plays with intensity, and is having a spectacular season with Atlético Madrid. Without a doubt, he's the kind of profile who could inherit Barca's number 9 in the future, he said. The admission came in response to a question about the need to prepare for a generational transition from Lewandowski, who, while still a key figure in the squad, is nearing the final stage of his elite-level career. Laporta stressed that the club's planning envisions a natural transition, and that Julián is seen as a highly viable option, both due to his age and his technical growth. With 29 goals and 6 assists this season under Diego Simeone, the 24-year-old Argentine has solidified himself as one of the biggest sensations in European football, even though he's under contract with Atlético Madrid until 2030. Laporta expressed optimism by stating that no player is truly untransferable when there's willingness and a clear sporting project. The president also praised the striker's personal qualities, his competitive mindset and proven adaptability in different environments, from the Premier League to La Liga. Regarding other players linked to the club, such as Colombian winger Luis Diaz, Laporta took a more reserved stance. He acknowledged the player's undeniable quality, but stated that, at this moment, the focus is on options that offer both technical and financial balance to the squad, clearly indicating that no negotiations are currently underway. As he wrapped up the interview, Laporta emphasized that the club does not want to repeat past mistakes and that every move will be made with careful judgment. It's not about signing for the sake of it. We want to build something lasting with talent, youth, and identity. The fans can expect a competitive Barca, but also a responsible one, he concluded. In doing so, the interview not only revealed details about past decisions, such as the preference for Dani Olmo and caution around Haaland, but also pointed directly toward the future. Julian Alvarez is firmly on the radar, and if Laporta's enthusiasm is anything to go by, he could be the name leading Barca's attack in the coming years. And now it's your turn, Culé. Between Haaland, Luis Diaz, Nico Williams, and Julian Alvarez, who would be the best signing for Barcelona's future? Drop your opinion in the comments below.